if you have like you always talk about people going like messaging you and going like, oh, I'm getting up really early, and you're like, for what?
Like if you're not actually maximizing the return you get from the time that you're actually awake, don't get up earlier.
Yeah, but like I'll just
you're digging around for 5 hours during the daytime.
People are like, I'm getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning and I'm just fucking around watching TV for 3 hours of my day.
Like it's not cool. Like sleep depriving yourself just to look cool that's
stupid.
A lack of self-respect.
Silly, yeah.
You know, you should be prioritizing sleep unless you are someone that genuinely requires the extra hours in the day. Fair?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like unless, like I was saying that for a while, like I didn't change my sleep patterns at all, and I was like, I just actually want to maximize every single second of the day. So I want to get enough sleep that I'm not crashing at 8 o'clock and going like, I'm destroyed. Like if 2 hours of my day become unproductive because I'm so tired from not sleeping, then that's a lose for me. So I'm like, I would rather sleep. Yeah, I would rather sleep. So you need to find that, like if you are trying to reduce sleep and still recover, you need to find that like happy middle ground where you're like, this is the minimum I can go to, and this is as much as I'd like to get.
If my focus concentration goes to shit, if my strength goes to shit in the gym, if I'm not recovering, if I'm sore, then I need to look at my sleep.
Yeah.
I'm still getting stronger.
Yeah.
All the time. 3 of us are. Non-stop. Especially well, so strong. But
what's I supposed to laugh for?
You
were benching like 60 kilos earlier on.
I was benching 70 kilos with perfect technique while you went.
That's actually how you were doing your time. Anyway,
irrelevant.
So yes, with sleep and recovery, like I actually wrote some stuff on like insulin and stuff, and like it's actually going to be posted today in the militia.
Where?
You don't know. You don't want to know.
You would know. Look, the Triage militia
private group, whatever. But anyway, about how it affects like insulin sensitivity and stuff.
Yes.
So like, sleep is not just important in terms of brain and cognitive function. Like it actually is important for everything.
A lot of things
in your body. Like that. Like it's people like in the scientific community have like often joked, especially like in the sleep circles. They often joke is like, are we supposed to be asleep and like wake is just the time in between sleeping?
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, that kind of makes sense. Because so many things happen while you're sleeping.
Like even if we go back to that kind of dietary adherence thing, like if you're someone that struggles with dietary adherence and you're always having cravings and after all these really tasty foods,
and you're sleeping
like,
4 hours a night,
I would most certainly look at sleep as a priority. Like I definitely notice myself that when I am sleep deprived, I don't want healthy foods as much, and I would enjoy like higher calorie, hyper palatable foods a lot more. But again, I've got the willpower to abstain from doing that and from making those poor decisions. But if you're someone that struggles with willpower already,
or a bad support network or different
sleep
things,
is going to be your enemy, because it makes for poor decision making, it reduces willpower, and it increases cravings for hyperpalatable foods. It also reduces motivation to exercise, it reduces your performance in the gym, and it reduces your recovery from that exercise. It also increases your susceptibility to stress, reduce cognitive function. Like
it's an all-round bad time.
There's some pretty bad things. Like, so you better be in control of the rest of your life if you're going to be sacrificing sleep.
People semi-intentionally deprive themselves of sleep. They stay up till 3 a.m. watching Netflix, binge watching House of Cards or something, and you're like, why are you doing that when you know you have to be up by 8 a.m. the next day? It's like, why? Like you.
I actually get this from people as well. It's like, let's say I get up at like 4. Someone will message me and be like, oh my god, I haven't even gone to bed yet. How do you sleep so little?
How the fuck do you...
And then I'm like, wait,
stay
what?
Till 4 o'clock?
You're going to bed at like 5. Like, unless you're getting up at like 12, like noon.
Yeah, unless your shift is a night shift
or something. What the fuck?
So like, it works both ends.
Yeah, like people have no problem staying up late and going, oh, stay up till 2 a.m. That's nothing. It's like, that's just the exact same. Like you've taken those hours later in your day. It's like all you're doing is taking those hours earlier in your day.
And in general, if you're the person that is like staying up really late versus the person that's getting up really early, the person that's getting up really early probably has an advantage over you. Like generally the only kind of people that will see a benefit from like late night work are kind of creative people. It's generally the people that are kind of more creative, like editing vlogs and stuff. I know I do that stuff better at night, but when it comes to actual knowledge work, deep focus work, I know that morning time is better for me. And like, especially if you work a job, like most of you are finishing work at like 5-6 p.m. Like anything after 10 p.m. isn't productive. You're not doing anything productive.
Sure, that's what I was thinking as well. Like people are like, oh, like you had it with some of your clients earlier on, where they're like, I just can't find the time to meal prep and
Fuck
stuff.
off.
And you're like, what do you mean? Like you have so many
You work
hours,
38 hours a week.
and like you have so many hours here and so many hours here, and they're like, yeah, but I'm watching my shows and stuff. For what? Like I always think
You
as well.
don't have to stand beside the oven for the hour that the food is in there.
But I always think as well, I'm like, when you die, do you genuinely want that, when your life flashes before your eyes, do you want that just to be a rerun of all your favourite shows? Like, that's what you are making your life.
Man, it actually scares me to think about people that watch TV all the time.
But you're just like,
I mean,
your
it's-
entire life